You are now tuned into Sexy Recipes with your man, Scotty B. This week's sexy recipe is shrimp scampi featuring linguine. I had to come through and do something for my seafood lovers. Very important part of cuisine. Seafood, most good seafood, most high-end seafood, is a natural aphrodisiac. And anything we can do to get things stimulated and going organically, getting those juices flowing without turning on the water, if you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna dig right in, man. You know how I do. Let's get to it. With this particular recipe, we're gonna use a pound of linguine, 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and save a little bit for the drizzle at the end. Isn't that what it's all about, the drizzle at the end? You know what? I'm sorry. 2 shallots finely diced, 2 cloves of garlic minced, add a little bit of pepper flakes, not a lot, just a pinch. A pound of shrimp peeled and deveined, and do not cut corners on this shrimp. Go to the butcher, go to the specialty shop, get the best shrimp you can find. It's an investment. You get in what you put out, or you put it in so you can get it out. You know, however you want to look at it. I'm getting off task, I'm sorry. We're also going to use kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, a half cup of dry white wine, the juice of a lemon, and to round it all out, 1/4 cup of finely chopped parsley leaves. For the pasta, you know it's going to be pretty standard. You're going to boil a pot of water on the stove. Once it comes to a boil, add a few tablespoons of salt to that linguine. You're going to boil that pasta for about 6 to 8 minutes, but you want to catch this pasta right before it's finished. You don't want it to be fully cooked because then it'll get too mushy, and no woman wants a mushy noodle. Meanwhile, in a large skillet, melt those 2 tablespoons of butter. I mean, melt them. Ooh, butter. See, the natural flavor of butter is just something so supreme. You can tell the difference when you're eating a dish and when somebody has used margarine versus using butter. But I digress. In a large skillet, you're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil over a high to medium heat. Saute the shallots, the garlic, the red pepper flakes if you're nasty, until those shallots are kind of clear, translucent, about 3 to 4 minutes. Then you season that shrimp. Now this is the main event, so do not, I repeat, do not cut any corners. Season the shrimp with salt and pepper. Add them to the pan and cook until they have turned pink, about 2 to 3 minutes. Remove the shrimp from the pan. Set them aside and keep them warm because they're the main event. They're the star of the show, and they will be treated as such. Add wine and lemon juice and bring to a boil. Add 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of oil. When the butter has melted, you return that shrimp to the pan, along with the parsley and cooked pasta. Stir it, mix it, make sure that all of the ingredients have been well introduced. Finish it off and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And remember that drizzle I told you about? It's time. Bring the drizzle out and serve it immediately. Because this dish is symbolic. It's foreshadowing. It's getting you where you want to go. You provide that drizzle at the end to set the spark for the explosion to follow. Woo! Somebody got to stop me, man. This is getting too hot. Because I guarantee you the fire, the heat coming from that dish, it's just going to transfer to whatever activities you decide to include following thereafter. Yeah. And you have now been tuned into another sexy recipe with your man, Scotty B.